Hello, this is Photography Gamer. Welcome back to the channel. Today is the 30th episode of the Virtual Photographer's Guide. Thanks to everyone who has watched, liked, commented, or just simply found these videos useful. So with that landmark being reached, I thought today I'll do a bumper episode covering many of the things that I've talked about throughout the series to date. In today's episode, I'll be using Cyberpunk to demonstrate a variety of genres of photography and give you some useful tips and insight as to why I created each image the way I did. Right, we're going to start with a black and white shot called the Silhouette Gunman. Okay, so we're in downtown area and the sun is starting to set. So the first thing I noticed here was the long shadow on the wall and the setting sun. Now I do love a silhouette and they work particularly well with black and white. So first it was just a case of finding a nice pose with the gun and moving the character to give enough space for a differential between the character and the shadow on the wall. Once I got the framing sorted, I tested some of the colour filters. I mean, in colour they didn't look bad, but I always feel this kind of shot with shadows, with a silhouette, with a strong light source and a good kind of light-dark element mix, they always work better in black and white. Why? Well, because black and white gives you more range to work with, as with colour the tones can get a bit distorted and look a bit weird. So once I'd sorted the black and white, then it was just a case of finalising the framing and trying out a few things like backgrounds, etc. Now that's the final shot I ended up with. There's a very nice long silhouetted shadow, good side light shadows on the main character, gritted teeth, a muzzle flash, and it shows, the nice contrast between light and dark. Okay, let's move on to the next shot, which is called Green Tunnel Symmetry. Right, we're in a tunnel at night and I really liked this sort of neon green tinting. I was also thinking, I'd use a tunnel as a way to create a symmetrical image, placing my subject centrally rather than to the side. So framing wise this was fairly simple, just put the character right in the middle and then it's about finding, a filter that compensates or, complements, the image, adjust a bit of the contrast and exposure until it just looks right to you. Also, this is where vignettes are very important. It's night, so you do want to emphasize the center, and because it's night you can use a dark border. So gradually darker borders from the vignette setting will really help you do that. Then once I had the settings sorted, it's time to make just those micro adjustments to the framing until I was absolutely happy, and voila, that was the shot. On the surface, it was a pretty simple shot to achieve. It was all about just finding a tunnel with some nice lighting, position the character in the middle, allow for some shadows in the ambient lighting to appear on the character's face, choose the stance, adjust the levels, and that's pretty much it. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Involves a nightclub and a shotgun, I think. Now, yes, we're in a nightclub, so I thought we could do a portrait using an NPC to create a nice, fun type of portrait. So the first thing we need is more lighting, so the muzzle flash will do that. Color-wise, the club, you can already see it's pretty cool, and like that flash brings like a huge light to it, illuminating the subject. So really, we've got that kind of sorted, we just need to look at framing. Once you sort that out, it's really just, again, minor tweaks to settings. Now, the framing in this one was kind of important. I chose to tilt it to give it kind of an off-kilter feel. Gives it a sense of movement because you're in a club, people are dancing, movement, it's not a static environment, it's a moving environment, kind of. And I think we'll turn our character to the camera so both people are looking at it and, as you would if you took a portrait with a friend. Then I did the facial expression to give it some kind of a nice smile. You wanted, in portraits like this where you're with other people, you want to have a silly face or a smile just to kind of give it that real feel, I guess. And that is the shot I ended up with. Nice smiles, a bright flash, lots of pink and purple colours from the club. Pretty cool. Okay, next one, we're doing a side profile combat shot using natural light. So we are on a bridge with the sunlight in the distance, and we're going to use that to create a nice warm mood to a shot with a gun. So because of all the crap in the background, we're going to tight crop it. So just go upper body, giving, a nice clean palette to work with behind our character. We'll have the eye line 2/3 up, and framing wise I'd say it's pretty close already. Then it's really level changing, adjusting the settings, finding a suitable filter just to bring out the warmth. You can also mix up the backgrounds, but when I'm taking pictures, I generally find the place in the environment I want to take the picture. But sometimes it's worth having a look at the different backgrounds, because you might be able to create a nice poster image, for example. Really, it was all about the position of the body in relation to the light source. Where's the light? And where the light is will tell you where the shadow is and where the light's going to be on the character. So you can use that to kind of influence how the image feels. Okay, let's do another black and white shot. So I've taken a leap of faith by some skyscrapers. I did this to allow my character to be framed with a clear background. Now, I did consider framing with the city as the backdrop, but that would be a more colourful option. But I was looking for black and white here, so I chose to use the clean background of the sky. That always works better for sort of high contrast monochrome shots. So now it's about finding the right position for the camera to be placed. I think I'll keep a little bit of the background building in it at the bottom, but with the main character being on the clear sky. Then just alter the levels to make it stand out, and that is the shot I ended with. Clean, crisp black and white, dark building, dark character silhouette, bright white sky, and that's a really easy way to create a silhouetted character shot in black and white. Next one, we're going to shoot through a car window. Now the windows act like a nice natural filter and they soften the skin a little bit. It's good for portraits, but here it's more of a street portrait. So I'll frame it to get both characters in a shot in a way that feels balanced. Now your options, they are a bit limited due to the collision detection of the cars, but it's not that bad. It's all about, contrast, filters, effects that suit the actual scenario we're in, because it's always different. And that's the shot I ended up with, very quick one. Framing was pretty simple because I didn't have a great deal of option. I had to use the kind of zoom in function. But framing is key really in every shot. Right, we are at the last shot of the episode, so we are back in the club, and I thought we'd try a group shot using 3 characters this time. Again, the colours are awesome with really great lighting in there, so it's mainly about framing, composition, those kind of things. Framing 3 subjects together does require some more thought, and you don't want to block one of the characters out, you want to have everyone with an equal footing. Here I used the central character as the base, like an anchor almost. Then I framed the other 2 characters at an equal distance. And it gave it a sort of a symmetrical balanced quality. Then we had a little look at the filters, and once you found a suitable one, there really wasn't a great deal more to do because the clubs are so vibrant anyway, you don't need to do much post-processing, just minor level adjustments. And there we are, done. A very colourful, very vibrant, nicely balanced framing and a shot that makes you wonder, what are they talking about? What's going on here? Okay, that is all for today's episode. Thank you for watching. Cyberpunk, well, I've already done a detailed guide on it. If you want to watch that, I'll put it in like the thumbnail pop-up links at the end of the video, should be coming up soon. I hope it's been interesting and useful. Again, thank you to everyone who has supported the channel. Thank you to everyone who's watched the VP guide. And if I'm helping you, guys and girls, that's great. I'm very happy with that. Right, well, I need to go get a drink because my voice is on the brink of cracking. So I will say goodbye. This is Photography Gamer signing off. Thanks for watching. See you next time.